Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tour of my dining room. I'm going to be sharing all of the furniture pieces in my dining room, all of the decor, and share some styling tips along the way. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start off with the largest furniture item in this room, which is of course the dining table. This is the reclaimed oak Parsons dining table from Restoration Hardware. We needed a dining table that was going to be very, very large, and we found that RH had a lot of options available for the size that we needed. I believe this table is 120 inches in length, and it goes up to 138 inches in length. For reference, the size we got seats 10, and they also have tables that are much smaller as well. This one comes in 3 different colors. We got it in the gray oak. I was a little concerned about getting something that's like more cool tone, but it's honestly very neutral for it being more of a gray finish. I really love the look of this table. I love the legs. I love that there's no materials underneath the table that make it bulkier. I wanted like a very open space when you look into the room, because it is more of an open space with the big windows in the back as well. I didn't want something that looked really heavy. I also kind of debated whether or not I wanted to add a rug to this room. I get some comments on TikTok telling me to add a rug, but just with the general flow of this area of our home, and I'm looking at a few other rugs that are visible from this room too, I didn't feel like we needed to add a rug with the overall flow of this area of the house. I feel like it just looks better, more open. It lets the light in, it lets makes the room feel like a bit more airy, and also having a rug in the dining room can just be another thing to clean, so I didn't want to add it there. I do absolutely love this table. This is one of those things that will never go out of style. That's why I wanted a table that was very simple, that didn't have a lot of detail to it, because I can switch up the style of my decor however I want, and it's gonna go with any kind of theme. Along with this table, our chairs are also from Restoration Hardware. So these chairs are the Morgan Slope armchair. I really love the slope of the arm. We were originally looking at a different chair that had more of a rectangular look to it, a different finish, but I love the arm because it helps add like a softer finish to this room, and I didn't want it to look like so boxy and harsh, because there's some characteristics in this room that are a little bit softer too. So I love that about this chair. It's also very practical when you do sit in it to rest your arm in it, and it's not like a very structured chair. And you can get these chairs in a million different types of fabrics, finishes. We just got it in the white performance fabric. It's the same fabric as our cloud couches from Restoration Hardware. The performance fabric, it's stain resistant, spill resistant, so if you have like red wine, it will come out of these chairs, which is great for a dining area. We also have pets. They run around this room sometimes and like throw their toys around, so sometimes they do like brush up against the chairs and get any like muddy paws on it that we can just wipe off as well. I'll leave my furniture fabric cleaner that is exactly what they use at Restoration Hardware. I'll have it linked below too. Now the dining room centerpiece is something that a lot of people love and a lot of people hate. A lot of people hate whenever I shared this on TikTok, but I had a specific theme in mind with this room. I actually kind of saw a very similar setup in Restoration Hardware, and that is what made me want to get this specific piece. It actually took me about 6 months to finally come around to getting it, because it is more of an investment. I was really trying to find items that were similar from other retailers, more affordable, but because this dining room table is huge, it's like 9 feet long, it was very hard to find centerpieces that are made for such a giant table. So I ended up getting this centerpiece from Restoration Hardware in the largest size. It comes in a small, medium, and large. I love it's just metal. Then in the centerpiece, I just have these moss balls that are from Michaels. They're just like under $10 a piece. I think I have 9 total. But overall, I really like the contemporary feel of the dining room. A lot of areas in my home are a little bit more earthy, more modern, organic, more transitional, but this is very like modern, contemporary, and I feel like a dining room is a bit more formal anyway, so it kind of fits that theme. So moving into the other side of the dining room, we have this sideboard from Crate & Barrel. This is in the larger size. They have a smaller size that is only 2 cabinets as well. We've had this for a few years. I originally styled it in like an entryway in our rental home a couple years ago, and it kind of made its way permanently into this room. When we moved in, we put it here temporarily, and then we kind of built around it in this room. I originally wasn't sure if I was going to keep it here because it's like a very warm piece with our table that is more of like a cooler tone. But I actually really like the way it looks together. I kind of like having the mixed finishes in this room. I feel like it flows really nicely together. It could be moved around wherever we need to. And then on top, I have this large vase from West Elm. Originally, we were looking at doing like a mirror or artwork up here. I went with the vase because it is so much cheaper to have just one item that is kind of like a statement piece on top of the sideboard versus like $1,000 piece of artwork or a mirror or something that needs to be custom for very large wall space. So that's a really great tip if you want to style like even like an entryway table or something. Doing one statement piece that's large can actually end up being more affordable than a lot of little things like art, a mirror, like little things on display, a lamp or something like that. So definitely consider that if you want to just kind of keep things a little bit more simple. The florals in the vase are from Anthropologie. They were a bit pricey. They look amazing. They're great quality, but they were a bit pricey. So I will link them, and I will also link very similar ones from Target. So those are a little bit more of like an investment fake floral that I could just reuse throughout the springs and summers for many years to come. I like to change out the vase seasonally. Like I had some more greenery for the holiday season. I'll probably do, I did more of like a bronzy leaf for fall, which I will do again. And then behind me, we have my faux tree. This is another thing that was placed in that corner by our movers when we moved in, the day we moved in. And I just never found another place for it in our home. It was originally in our bedroom in our rental, and I've had it for years as well. It is a very affordable tree from Amazon. I think that eventually I will get like a bigger planter and a tree that's probably a bit more full and really owns that back space. But I actually like the way it looks right now. So I will have my Amazon planter. I'll have all my Amazon favorites in my storefront linked below. And then the actual planter is from World Market. World Market has so many planters that I have throughout my house, and they are amazing and they are affordable. It is still available. I have a gray one as well. I love World Market for their planters. So now moving back over to the other side of the room, we have these built-in shelves. We purchased our home already from like other homeowners, so none of this is custom to us. This was all here beforehand, but what is custom are the drawer pulls that were originally silver, and I changed them to a matte black. I'm slowly trying to change all the hardware in my home from silver to either brass or matte black. So these are just drawer pulls from Amazon that I can link below. I have some other ones throughout my home that are a bit cheaper that I'm eventually going to replace with better ones, but these 100% I will purchase again. They are such great quality drawer pulls and knobs. They feel really high end, so I definitely recommend those, and I will have them linked below. And I think that it made such a huge difference compared to the original silver hardware. I really love the finish of it. It was just like a one-day project for me, and it just really refreshed the room. And then in the center here, this was a little bit of a tricky space between the two built-in shelves, and I was really looking for some large artwork, and this piece was absolutely perfect. I love it so much. I love just abstract art, seeing things that are very minimal, modern, simple. I didn't want anything that I would hate in a year or two. So we've had this for quite a while now. I highly recommend it. It's from Crate & Barrel. It's called When Winter Begins. Actually, in the Crate & Barrel store, that I would go to. They have the credenza that I just shared, and on top of it, they had this art piece. So when I saw it displayed like that in store, I'm like, well, obviously those two items look good together in one room. So I ended up getting this piece. I love it. It's actually my favorite art piece in our entire house. And I think it looks great. It has a mix of gray tones and very warm tones too. So no matter what we do with a space decoratively, it's gonna work. So I absolutely love this piece. If you are looking for really big artwork to fill a space, this one is amazing. And then inside all of our shelves, everything is from Target. Absolutely everything. I basically did like a Photoshop mock-up of all the items on Target and trying to line them up together to see how I would style them in the shelves, and I love the way they turned out. And so many of these items from Target are still available, so I will have them linked below, but most items are like Studio McGee for Target, and they just have such phenomenal pieces that are affordable and look really high-end. So I feel like the whole setup of my cabinets look really high-end, looks styled very cohesively because it's mostly all from the same collection from Target. So I love the way I style them. So I also always get a lot of questions about the overhead light in our room. I get a lot of comments. I get a lot of opinions about the light on TikTok as well. Some people love it, some people hate it. This actually came with our home. We haven't changed, well, we haven't changed any light fixtures. We've added some in places, but this was one that just came originally with our home and we just never changed. I don't have any plans to change it. I like the look of it for now. It's kind of a bit more modern. I think if I did something like a hanging chandelier, it can make the room look a little bit too heavy and maybe not be a style that I'm in love with forever, where this is kind of like more modern, more basic and out of the way. So I like it for that. And there's a ton of similar options that I have found from so many retailers like West Elm, Amazon, Wayfair. So many affordable, very similar, basically identical light fixtures if you are on a hunt for a light fixture like that one. All right, so that is the full look into my dining room decor, and all of the furniture details. I'll have all of the items that I listed in my description box. I'll have my Amazon storefront in my description box as well, where I have all of my home decor favorites too. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.